You have been asking me, what am I going to start with? Which class am I going to play on June 2nd when Diablo Immortal comes out? And it's going to be Barbarian. I've been watching a lot of clips about Barbarian, reading about them. You know this is my play style. We get right up in their face. We do crazy amount of damage. We also have a basic ability that can do healing. Every third hit, we get like 20% of damage done is healing. Your basic ability, every class has 2. It's the big circle over there. And then at launch, we're going to have 12 different abilities to pick from for our other 4, and then our ultimate. So there's going to be a lot to do. I don't know everything about the game. I didn't play beta. This is somebody else's beta play on the internet, but I want you to watch this, and then we're going to go over to a website and talk about the rest of the warrior's abilities. And remember, the warrior is not about just being a massive damage dealer. They are the fastest, most mobile class in the game. And they can give that to our teammates. They can give you additional sprint speed, and then they give it an additional damage buff to the party. Increased damage, I think, of 25% to everyone. So it's insane what the warrior can do, and I just want to be that type. I want to be lazy with my controller and just get in there and just do a lot of damage and have some fun with it, right? Sit back and relax. I'm going to be streaming with you guys 8, 9, 10 hours a day. I'm not sure if this is too loud, but let's look at this beta footage from a phone. Spin it. Spin it. There we go. Spin to win. Not just that. There's charge moves to where you charge in at them. There's jump bash moves. There's this big hammer slam. There's a lot of different builds. There's a lot of different builds for a lot of different classes. I hope the background sound isn't too much, but I wanted you guys to see this. Even the sound sounds like you're wrecking. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's go over there and look at the website so you guys can see what else the Barbarian has. I'm over here on Max Roll. If you want to come to Max Roll, you can read guides on every single class to get yourself familiar with the game and what's going to happen on June 2nd. And then once I get my hands on the game, we'll be doing our own guides, obviously on the Barbarian to start with, and then all other classes as we play them. Now, the Barbarian, if you read here through this first paragraph, I remember them saying that the Barbarian is extremely powerful, but does rely on long cooldowns in PvP. If the enemy gets away from you, it's much harder to catch up and do damage, or you could be, you could be out of range of being with your allies and just get shot up by everyone else. But when you're on somebody, you do a massive amount of damage. And even though the article says all this, I'm going to jump to the very bottom to where the article then says, down here at the bottom, and it's really not all about your class being the best. And I don't think the Barbarian is the best by any means, but you do want your class to be fun for your own play style, and you know this is going to be it for me. The Barbarian is fast and powerful AoE class that can handle itself well across all game modes. Elder Rifts, all Rifts at the end. I've heard this guy is amazing, even solo content. I doubt we'll be doing solo much because I want to group up with everybody. I want to group up with you guys, and we're going to be grouping up with everyone in the game because it's a legit MMO. Whether you play on your PC or you play on your mobile device, same game, you're right there, you see everyone, and you're going to play with other people. You provide some of the best buffs in the game using inscriptions for the Swift right here. This is increasing your sprint cooldown, decreasing it, so we can have our sprint up more often, and then giving it to our allies. Sprint now increases movement speed of nearby allies. Over here, when we do demoralize, this does lower the damage of the enemies, and then increases our allies' damage inflicted by 25% for 6 seconds. Demoralize cooldown decreased by 10%. An unstoppable force in PvP that Diablo himself has nightmares about. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. We're going to have some fun in PvP. Since I'm over here in Japan, regardless if I'm on East Coast, West Coast, or even if I try to play with Australia, my ping for New World was always at 160 to 180. So I didn't have the best ping, really not good at all for PvP, but we're of course not going to shy away from it. Whether I go to East Coast, West Coast, whatever server we pick so we can get everybody over to, doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to have a blast. I'm going to have a blast regardless. Can utilize all skills well, allowing the player to experiment and mix up their play style, often without sacrificing power. A well-polished class all around, right? The Barbarian is the best. Now, I don't know. It's a lot of hype. A lot of hype for the Barbarian. I'm glad the Barbarian's good. Of course, overall, we want every class to be equally good in their own way, right? We don't want anybody to be weak and not enjoy playing their class, and they're gonna buff, they're gonna nerf and buff all the time. I mean, we know that's gonna happen. Every single class, if it's way too strong, they're gonna nerf it down. So if the Barbarian is immensely strong, they will, or they'll bring the other ones up. But I'm excited to play this. The clip you saw of the Barbarian going through just Whirlwind alone is really all we saw. We didn't even get to see the other abilities of him charging, doing the big hammer, picking somebody up and throwing them. We didn't get to see all the moves there, but it looks fun, right? You got to admit, it definitely looks amazing. And then right up here on Max Roll, it'll give you all the pointers for starting out, what you need to grab, Whirlwind and Sprint, so you can sprint and go solo farm quicker with your Whirlwind flying around. All your other abilities, they recommend some gems here, some legendary, where is it? Your starting legendary gem with Trick Shot Gem. And then they talk about the abilities here. Here are multiple builds. We've got a solo build. We've got spin and buff group build, wild frenzy boss, the undying barb, challenge rifts, and then whatever this headbang PvP is. Headbanger PvP. But you can see the starting build here with Lacerate. This is the ability, the basic ability that I said heals you back. So if I'm using Lacerate, I believe it said every third hit would give me a good heal. And then we've got the Sprint, we've got the Whirlwind, we've got Wrath of the Berserker. Great buff for solo play, giving movement speed as well as crit hit chance. And then we've got the Hammer of the Ancients, which the hammer I've seen and it looks badass. Only use this when you have Remembered, and you can get that from the Battle Pass reward. See, the Battle Pass reward, we all get the Battle Pass reward, and you get to choose which one of these legendary items that you get. So you have to be careful what you choose, but this one here, Hammer of Ancients, now summons a Spirit of the Ancients, who stuns all nearby enemies when fighting beside you for a while. Spirit of the Ancients' life increases by 10%. Okay, that sounds really good. We'll have to see. We don't know what's going to change on global release, but I'm sure a lot of this information is very good to read up on. We've got this Furious Charge, which I like the charge. It looks awesome. We've got all these abilities. I don't know. They should have all 10 of the Warrior's ability from beta in here. Those are the other 4 you can put on the top. We'll have the 2 basic, and then they're going to have 12 actual abilities, so I hear, for every class on global launch. So they'll have a few more thrown in there, which means more builds will come out. More builds will come out for the game, and whatever's great now might not be the best in slot, but it's still going to be fun to play around with, and that's part of the game, right? We're going to be testing out equipment, builds. We've got these legendary gems. We're going to have to upgrade everything. We're going to salvage all of our armor, and it's going to be a process like we do with all the turn-based gacha games we've been playing. But I just wanted to do a quick video to let you guys know that yes, Stew is a barbarian. And I hope you all join me. Join me on Discord down below. Come over. We've got so many things set up on Discord. We're going to have our guild over there for everybody to join. I think it's 150 members. And we're going to be doing videos up until release. And then we're going to be streaming like hell every single day and dropping videos as well. So subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in a video soon.